Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laugh and Learn with Flame and Lauren and Nick and Kendall and Tribble.
Today's Tribble's birthday.
Happy birthday, Tribble. All the Leos out there. Tribble's not here today.
And Kendall's birthday's on Wednesday, and my birthday's on Thursday.
Kendall, you was born on Barack Obama Day.
Yes.
That's why you gangster. You must be a president up under there somewhere. He might be a president. He just don't know it.
Yeah, you're surrounded by Leos. It's your team. So
I got one Leo that's got gray hair up under this weed. Good God. That one right there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laugh and Learn. Y'all come on in with Flame, Nick, and Tribble. Flame, Nick, and Lauren. Y'all come on in so we can join y'all into this conversation today because it's going to be quite interesting.
Yes.
It's going to be quite interesting. I had an amazing weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you guys that this weekend I was at the Laugh Factory in San Diego, and it was actually pretty awesome. I had at least about 30 Flamettes to show up from out of town and in town and came and drove 7-8 hours from Northern California. Vino, Diva, and Leslie by the Bay, and so many. So thank you guys for coming out and showing love and support. I appreciate it. I told y'all I was going to give y'all money's worth. Mm-hmm. Hi, Nick Smith.
Hello, Lauren. Hello, Flame. How you guys doing?
That beard looks
good.
fire.
How are
Did you color it?
Did not color. You can still see that gray if I turn on the
It's only a little patch right there, but the rest of it looks very dark, and it looks so thick. It looks like it looks like a bush.
Look like Big Black.
Is that the entrance to a burning bush?
You know what this is? It's a whole lot of filters. Let's keep it real.
Okay.
We love a good filter, though. It works wonders. We love it.
How are you, Nick?
I'm doing all right. It's been a challenging weekend, but I'm doing well. No complaints.
What was challenging about it? What happened?
I just think it's just been a lot happening in the media, Lauren, and I've just tried to stay positive and focus on things that I'm grateful for. But it just seems that there have been so many things in the media that seem to be a 1-2 punch every time you turn around, So my mom lives in Chicago, as you all know, and this weekend they had Lollapalooza. And it was just massive crowds.
4 days, 100,000 people per day.
More than that, because I saw Megan Thee Stallion said she had 180,000 people.
And and there were masks, but it wasn't 100,000 masks.
And then, Flame, as you know, CTA is the major transportation system in Chicago. And there were a couple of people who just tweeted pictures of people jammed onto CTA, no mask. Now, this isn't out. Lollapalooza, so everyone is clear, is outdoors. However, there were large crowds still gathered together, which raised some concerns. And then everyone's jammed on the trains, Lauren, going to Lollapalooza, back and forth throughout the city. So it's going to be interesting. And I just worry about older people like my mom or people who can't get vaccinated for whatever reason or just don't want to, and the spread of this virus as it continues to mutate. So, that's what was on my mind. Yeah.
Well, I saw a report today. It was saying that 98 to 99% of people that are vaccinated are not dying from contracting COVID, whether you're vaccinated or not. But we're seeing more and more crazy numbers. Like I was, of course, watching my news outlet, MSNBC, this morning, and they've got the graph back up and the daily number of cases and the different, color coordinated maps. And so it feels like we're reverting backwards in a lot of ways. And I also read that the Delta variant has a new variant. It's called like a Delta Plus. So
is that first class?
It's getting a little crazy around all of this. And, Lindsey Graham just tested positive. The health physician just told him while, he was at Capitol Hill today.
Here's the question. What did Lindsey Graham test positive for?
It said COVID.
Just hold. No answer. Don't answer. That was a hypothetical question.
Okay.
But you know what I do fear, though, Lauren? It's one of those things where we can remember the days of George Bush when President Bush had mission accomplished, victory. And I remember President Biden saying that, he suggested we were on the other side of this, and when we were all saying we could remove our masks. I think we all know now we should probably wear those masks in any type of group setting simply because we just don't know what's happening. But it also seems as though we're not through this. Like maybe he declared victory too soon. I don't know. I'm not beating up on him, but I just feel like that we're right back, like you said, where we started, if not worse.
Well, the problem is that we tried to do this whole honor system. Like that was an intelligent thing to do. I think that was the most stupid thing that we could have done. Like I said, when it first came about. And that's what the issue is. You can't determine who's vaccinated versus who's not vaccinated, who's been exposed, who's like, there was no way to contact trace. There was no way to do it. And so now we're getting into this space where we're also getting other, mutations of this virus. It's just getting worse. So, and I also saw the CDC director talk about they're contemplating mandating vaccines for everybody. And, somebody in the White House, I forgot who it was on MSNBC again and was saying that they're not putting past the idea of locking us down again. All these things are being discussed. So,
and it's so funny. I remember teasing you, Flame, when Flame said, Nick, they're going to have us carrying a card. I said, Flame, they're not going to do that. That's ridiculous. Why would they do that?
My card is laminated and in my wallet.
And mine, I got from Pookie Ray Ray now for $39.99 plus tax. Baby, it's laminated and say anything I wanted to say. It also says that I'm female. Go figure. Let me tell you something. I hate that it's happening like that, and I'm not going to attack Biden because I did vote for Biden because I believed in Biden. But I did say when he said that they relaxed the mask mandate, I remember saying on here on Life and Learn that I think he moved on that one just a little too soon. We already had opposition about wearing the mask from jump. It's going to be hard to tell people stop wearing the mask, now start wearing the mask again when we didn't want to wear them the first time. The plus was I never stopped wearing my mask, and I ain't never stopped spraying nobody. And if you've been in my same vicinity, guess what? You have been sprayed with Lysol.
Yeah, I got sprayed this morning.
And I'll say this too. It's one of those things where, we were also just talking about how, what do we do? Because we now have some governors, like Governor DeSantis, who has said, you know what? We will not impose a mask mandate, period. But there are some parents who want their kids to go to school wearing a mask, and so now there's just so much confusion, I think, I can't imagine what it's like to have a little one right now where you're maybe worried about them who have to be in this environment and then having conflicting messages from administrators and elected officials, At least, Lauren, you, Flame, and I, we're adults. We can decide whether or not to move into those spaces. But I feel like so many of our children are being used as guinea pigs.
Well, I think that can segue before you start.
And you just said the perfect word to segue in when you said guinea pig.
Yeah.
Let's roast the pig this afternoon.
Yes.
The roasted pig will be the 12-toed, 6-fingered, inbred clown white trash that they call Governor Ron DeSantis. Because from jump, he has put Florida, the citizens of Florida, in harm's way with no mask. He didn't believe in it. His children ain't gonna wear no. And his words. This is the governor of the state of Florida said, "My children ain't gonna wear no mask." He said, "Ain't gonna wear no mask." This is what he said. The person that you guys in Florida voted for to be. Now they saying he might be the next president because he's looking like the best candidate. I'm like, yeah, Florida may want him. Yeah, we don't. Trust me, we don't.
Well, Florida reported 21,683 new coronavirus cases on Friday.
Per
the
day.
Highest
That's per
one
day.
Total since the start of the pandemic. And that's according to data released today by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
And I'm going to be honest, too. Florida is number 2 in terms of the most cases that we're getting. California is number 1. So, yes. And just so we make a clarifying statement, because you guys know I'm always reading the comments as we're doing the show, we are not blaming the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated in terms of who is catching COVID. We are simply relaying what we are watching on the news. That's all we're doing. We're not taking a stance.
And hear me clearly on this one, because if you don't like what I have to say about the vaccinated and unvaccinated, this door is not locked. Leave. I have never changed my stance on how I feel about this vaccine. Do I trust the science? I absolutely do. Do I trust the scientists and the politicians in charge? I absolutely do not. And I've been very clear about that. I'm telling you, the lies and the different stories, warp speed, super speed, got to be refrigerator, sub-zero, room temperature, make up your mind. But while you making up your mind, you will not use my body to help you figure your shit out. You better go get some lab rats, because it won't be me.
But I think that's a good point, circling back to Ron DeSantis, though, is that we're seeing in a lot of ways that people are trying to put him as the forefront of he can be the next Republican president that we have, because he mirrors Trump to a degree, but in some instances he's trying to seem like he has his own individuality. Like initially he was creating all of this, dissension around getting vaccinated, and he was a part of the Fox News group that was dispelling all this disinformation about why you shouldn't get vaccinated, and a lot of those anchors are now being sued. But then all of a sudden he flipped and said, you guys should be getting vaccinated, it's a great thing to do. And then we reinstate mask mandates, and he's like, we're banning that. We're not doing that because this is a choice. So I think that, well, my hope is that the Floridians don't fall for the okie doke, as we would say, and really understand what their governor is doing and what the ploy is here. But as we always know, time will tell. So
and before we bring you back to say something, Nick, let me say this: before y'all start jumping down Biden's throat, if he has to shut the country down, Biden did not start this. Biden was not at the helm of this when this originally started. We have to go back to the root of this. The people that were in charge when this first hit, that we heard about it, March of 2020, because they knew about it before then. They didn't protect us. Yeah. They didn't protect us. They didn't cover us. They didn't tell us to do A, B, C, and D, and E. They just let it play out. So Biden walked into a room full of crap that he had to try to fix. So give him patience and time to fix it, but don't blame him for somebody else's mistake. He's only trying to fix somebody else's mistake before he can even get to do the job that he needs to do. And remember, the same people that put us in this situation, the same people that put us here in this situation, tried to not even allow him to become the president. Remember, Trump didn't even want to step down.
Yeah, there was we're still dealing with a difficulty with the transition of power. So just to let you know, DeSantis does have a 60% job approval rating. And I believe, and someone can correct me on this, but I know DeSantis went to Harvard, but I think he may even be a Rhodes Scholar. Just so you know that he's considered to be one of the most intelligent elected officials that has served. So just so you know.
Ron DeSantis.
Nick,
yeah.
Nick, we may have to pause Instagram. I think we're talking about COVID-19 too much, and Instagram is trying to block our blessings right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've officially been flagged by Instagram.
No more coronavirus talk. Let me say my last thing about the coronavirus and the vaccine. It's your decision if whether you want to be vaccinated or not. It is your decision. I'm not going to tell you what to do or what not to do. Whatever you decide to do, I'm with you 100% because it's your decision, not mine. Okay? Let's go to the next topic. Let's talk about Simone Biles, my hero right now, my shero.
Yes, indeed. So it's getting darker.
They at my page,
y'all. They are attacking Flame's page. Oh my God.
Then I tell you what, Flame, can we talk about your weekend, the shows and things? You want to do that?
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's talk about how it is getting back out there on the road, Flame. What's it like now the people are going back into the comedy clubs and such?
It was a wonderful experience. I took my cheat note on stage with me, y'all, because I hadn't been on stage doing a whole hour in a year, and I only had to look at it twice. But I had an amazing time. I had beautiful people in the audience who came to laugh with me and learn some things from me. I kicked my drink over every show, not on purpose either, clumsy. I did kick my drink over every show, but I met some beautiful people who asked me some wonderful questions about everything, and I made the people laugh. I made the people sit back and relax and enjoy me. And before I move any further on the comedy world, let me just say, let's give praise and prayers out for Kathy Griffin, who just was diagnosed with lung cancer, and she never even smoked.
Yeah.
So, outside of coronavirus, there's so many other things that could possibly happen to you in this life. And that cancer, that C is ugly. That cancer eats you up from the inside out. So prayers for Kathy Griffin and her family, her tribe. So Flame S, y'all send some love over there. We don't know what's happening with us. We were talking about the vaccine, and they have really flagged my page, y'all.
Yeah.
But
don't say the V word again. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
So on another note, though, we do want to talk about Simone Biles, and I'm going to be running tech over here, Nick, so I may need you to pop in a little bit. But to talk about Simone Biles, I want to give huge kudos, a shout out to her for all that she's doing right now in the world of gymnastics. Not only did she prioritize her mental health, I think the component of her story that's kind of being missed is, despite her taking a step back, she's really opened the doors for these other gymnasts to actually have an opportunity to win some medals. Suni Lee has gotten, a gold medal for all around. And Jade Carey, I believe is her last name, she just got a gold medal for the floor. So I did see reports today that Simone is going to be back in time to do the beam, which I think is great. She's going to be competing with her teammate Suni Lee. But I think that's one thing that's being missed here is that because of Simone taking a step back and prioritizing her mental health, she's really opened the doors and allowed for her other teammates and even other alternates to be in a space where they can actually compete, where they really thought they weren't going to have the opportunity. So
can we talk about that, Lauren, and the selflessness and the bravery that takes? Because first of all, she's talked about how she had to adjust her training because she was prepared for the Olympics to happen when they were supposed to happen. Right. So now you've continued to put your body through this. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get this done. Now to get here and realize, you know what, I may not be at my best, or the most important thing for me to do is to make sure that my teammates have an opportunity to shine. It's one of those things that she's chosen to step out and let somebody else step into the sunshine. And I just think that's absolutely fantastic. Just like you said, Lauren, it's just once again a young woman leading the way. On Tuesday morning, that will be the last time we get to watch our favorite gymnasts compete at the Tokyo Olympics. The final day of gymnastics events finals promises to be a special one because Simone Biles will make her return to the competition floor. The 24-year-old, as you said, Lauren, withdrew from competition earlier, but she'll be back on that beam. My issue, though, Lauren, that beam is the one that makes me the most nervous. The way they flip on that thing that is no wider than an iPhone, I'm like, come on, it seems like to me
we definitely know Big Black can't jump rope on that beam. How about that? We know Big Black can't do no rope jumping on that beam. That's what we do.
Not on that beam. Absolutely not.
Because if you fall and hit yourself between the legs, soprano.
No, that is scary enough. That beam is ridiculous.
The most adult thing that I think that happened with her, and whoever surrounding her and her team told her to save your mental capacity, because that mental health right now is. We all need sofas. They just need to put couches out. We all need some therapy right now after this whole madness that we've been living through. But I applaud that they did. She had the right people in her ear, and she listened to them. Because a lot of times you can have the right people around you. That's me, and you don't listen to them. That's Lauren. But Lauren always advises me correctly. And sometimes I listen. Sometimes I'm like, girl, knock it off. But she listened, and it's going to pay off for her because she's still young enough, and she is still one of the greatest athletes of all time. She's still got a whole lot of life left in her. So, hats off to Simone Biles for covering your mental stability, because I'm gonna tell you something, without your mind don't shit work.
Yeah, and I think too is that I've seen minimal, I'll say, negative backlash of people trying to come after her, considering all she's been through. Because at the end of the day, let's be real, she doesn't really need any more medals. She's got 19, and being a survivor of sexual assault and all of the things that she's gone to, I saw a tweet that she put out. She said she literally couldn't tell up from down a couple of days ago. So she's really been going through it. So I really want to applaud her and just say that we are here to support you.
Lord, I saw when she said that. Only thing I can think about, I wonder, did she get into my gummies? Oh my God.
And I will say this too, Lauren. I think it's another example of how the bravery it takes for athletes who are professional athletes to come out and talk about how they too struggle. Because I also think we can't ignore the cultural implication as well, right? Yeah. I think that it's not uncommon for African Americans to move in a space where we don't always say, hey, we need help, or hey, I'm struggling here, because we're always just told, shake it off, keep moving, keep going. And then athletes, professional athletes, I think adds another layer of, you better tough it out, keep going. You don't get to complain. But yeah, she's like, wait a minute, whoa, I'm a human underneath all of this. And back to something you just touched on, Lauren. Let's not forget, we literally just got through dealing with Larry Nassar. He's still running around. The Olympic Committee still hasn't really dealt with, I feel as though, the trauma that so many of these athletes have been through with a predator on their staff for so long. And we still don't know if they've completely cleaned house enough for those who knew and could have possibly done more to protect these young women.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, great thing that Larry Nassar is in jail now. But to your point, though, we don't know who all was involved. We have situations like R. Kelly where it was like his whole staff was involved in what he was doing with these young girls. So who knows who was covering it up on the Olympic side of things, and how, just the proper support wasn't in place, or the parameters to protect these girls. And there were so many of them. So I absolutely agree with you on that front. So that's why I'm saying it's more important than ever to be protecting your health. And you're in Tokyo without your family in the midst of a pandemic, and Japan's cases are going up. It's a lot to have on your mental capacity, and then you still got to compete and perform at a certain level. It's a lot. It really is. So.
And the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Now, speaking of the weight of the world on being on people's shoulders, I know we didn't bring this up, but today the rent moratorium ended.
Yeah.
Oh, evictions is about to come down left and right. If y'all go back to Coffee Time with Flame Monroe, March 2020, I told y'all, keep an open communication with your landlord. Always pay whatever you can, because I'm telling you, it's going a lot of people. I'm sure the courthouses in all 50 states were flooded this morning with landlords filing eviction notices.
But I really have to say, though, I think that the government really screwed up in this area, because while I understand, we need to definitely house the unhoused. However, the government didn't take care of landlords. I saw a report yesterday that said across the country there's over, $21 million worth of just rent in general that landlords didn't receive because of this whole eviction moratorium. So while, yes, we want to unhouse those and not have anybody on the streets, but there should have been parameters in place to protect landlords as well, because they still got to pay their mortgages.
Yeah, that's why y'all needed some Section 8, baby. Get you some Section 8, baby. If you can't wait on the list, I know Pookie Ray Ray and them, they'd hook you up for like $300.
I'm going to let you all know something's happening. I've been flagged here, and I'm not sure what's happening.
You got flagged too? It says try again later at the top?
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So we're
you
all
got
in the
flagged
same.
Too.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Can you still see me?
No, we haven't
have
seen
a
you
black
in 5
screen.
minutes.
Kendall is letting us know if we are still okay, because we've officially been flagged and we can't see anything. And your screen's going to go dark eventually, Nick, just as a forewarning. So
let me see your phone, Kendall.
My screen is now as dark as
so
me.
I can see the questions on Kendall's phone, because I'm looking at Kendall's phone.
let's leave this here so we can kind of see some of the questions or comments that y'all have. But y'all, Instagram is after us today. My God. Woo, child.
Well, before we move on,
do you want to apologize to Mark Zuckerberg?
Hell no. Hell no.
We don't.
In fact, Mark Zuckerberg, please catch me on August the 18th when I will be taping The Breakfast Club, because, baby.
Oh, yes. That got confirmed this
we
morning,
are
honey.
back on the 18th. Oh, Nicholas, you just went out.
Huh.
Oh, okay. No, you're there. We hear you.
Okay. All right.
We're good.
Okay. Yeah. It's just, this is interesting. We've never had this before.
Well, August the 18th, I will be at the Breakfast Club, and because we don't even know where to go now, because the screen is black and the comments are still moving. We can see them. I can't see them. When I tell you, Kendall got the little bitty phone,
I can see them. But I'm gonna just forewarn y'all, for all of y'all that are in the comments previously talking about what happened to Nick and why is it a photo, is because of stuff like this. We still got to put out a show, so Nick may just have a picture up if we can't download this damn video, just so y'all know.
And here's the thing, y'all, because we use our own minds, which is the end of the message that we give every Laugh and Learn. We don't ask you to what is it?
We're not getting you to change your mind.
We just want you to use your mind, but you have to have one to use it, because we critically think professionally, and we don't always agree on this platform. All three of us, we don't always agree, but we speak our mind. But now you see, when you do speak your mind, if you're not following the masses, this ain't a Jim Jones effect. Nobody will never tell me everything to do. I think for Flame Monroe, and sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm not. But when I'm not, I say I'm not. Because I don't know where we're going with this thing. I just made my own mind up. I know y'all can see and hear us, but we can't see and hear shit. We looking at a black screen.
Oh, they're blocking some of our viewers too. Somebody else just said that their screen is black. So
oh yeah, see we
may have a short show today, you guys, but we still gonna have a show.
Yeah, we still gonna have a show, and we still putting out the message, and we still talking about what we're talking about. So hats off to Simone Biles and all the athletes over there that are doing their thing, from American athletes to all the other countries. I saw one girl tried to defect from Belfast or something. Did you see that? And they arrested her.
Yeah.
Oh.
She didn't want to go back to her country. She didn't like the treatment.
Yeah.
I remember they used to do that in the 70s, and it was much easier. It looked like it's much more controversial now. It used to be like, I don't want to go back, and they would take those people to safe places. Now it's a whole lot of red tape.
I think too, though, because of the pandemic, and I don't know if you guys have also just seen from a nature perspective, I guess we can call it, of what's happening in so many different countries across the world between floods and wildfires and just natural disasters. It almost looks like in some ways that the planet is retaliating against us. And, you know, there's a lot of protests happening from Brazil to Germany, and people are really starting to be free thinking individuals that a lot of these regimes and governments are like, absolutely not. So in the midst of, COVID and everything, it's hard to go back and forth between different countries. So I just think that we're kind of seeing a lot of things, boiling to a head in a lot of the different spaces where people are going to be seeking refuge to come to America. Not that it's really a great country at this point in time, but, it's safer than a lot of other countries. So
I'm on delay. I'm moving in slow motion, y'all. I love it.
Stop looking at it. Just stop looking at it.
Yeah. Look, I think my Wi-Fi had an edible, real talk. One of them good Northern California edibles where they grow it up in the farms.
I think that after today's show, we will reset. And what's funny, Flame, is I don't feel like today was anything super. I'd really like to know what the standards and parameters are.
Because
I don't believe that we did anything.
I said a week ago or 2 weeks ago that the conspiracy was they would start telling everybody, so Nick went out, that they would start telling everybody who's unvaccinated, this, and this. And they're pushing people to get vaccinated. I'm not going to change my tune. Y'all can shut me down. You ain't going to shut me up. You can shut me down, but you damn sure ain't going to shut me up.
Well, I'll say this. Let's move on to our last topic, and then we're probably going to close out because I see some of the Flamettes, their screens are starting to go black too.
Wow.
We wanted to talk about Ed Buck before the day was over.
Ooh.
So somebody put an Instagram post up a couple of days ago that said, I don't hear any of you celebrities talking about Ed Buck, and my name was listed in there. It was a bunch of celebrities' names. I was like, well, player, do your research, because what you don't know is 2 years ago when I taped They Ready, I said that Ed Buck is still running free while killing black men in Hollywood. Nobody ain't say nothing because y'all too worried about which bathroom you can use and what the baby, the mama, or the cousin said, because I don't give a damn about that either. So don't attack me for saying I didn't say it, because I knew who he was and I addressed the situation. Y'all, they finally arrested him after 2 years, but how many dead bodies?
Yeah, and I think the main thing was Ed Buck was this, prominent, and you see I use air quotes, he was this prominent white male with a lot of money.
And he was politically connected.
He was politically connected, and all of these, young gay black men were mysteriously dying, and nobody chose to investigate it. So I think now that, we're starting to see some retribution in the space around him, that people are starting to feel better about it, I guess you could say, but I don't think that it's getting as much media attention as people think it should. And quite honestly, I agree. I think that's a major story that should be talked about in the news and in the media, and it frankly, it's not.
Well, if it was white boys, it would have been a Jeffrey Dahmer, and not Jeffrey Dahmer. What's the other one? Gacy.
Andrew Cunanan.
No, Gacy.
Oh, Gacy.
If it had been white boys, it'd have been a Gacy effect. But because it was Ed Buck with black boys, it kind of got skirted by the wayside. The country ain't changed. Understand me that the country has not changed, and I see this country. I see you.
Yeah.
You trying to block me, but I see you.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, that was it. Flame was like, I see you trying to block me. You can't block me. Okay. No. But yeah, it's I think that finally there are a lot of families who have been screaming and trying to get justice for their loved ones who had, fallen at the hands of Ed Buck, or at the very least had been involved with him, and then questions weren't answered, or investigations did not follow the course that they thought was best to really receive justice in the way and manner that they felt as though they deserved. So yeah, Ed Buck is definitely in jail right now, and he was convicted for, I believe, I'll look up the exact charge, but I believe he was convicted on manslaughter for at least two of those incidences. Yeah.
And let's see if those charges stick. Let's see what the appeals process looks like. I hope that this story gets more media attention and they dive more into it. But like I said, I'm glad that there's some type of retribution starting to come. And like you said, Nick, some of these families are really starting to get some closure, whatever that may look like, around this process and, losing their loved ones. So. And
I hope that he gets into Gym Pop, real talk.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's what I hope. He like needles. He like to stick needles in people to see the tested limits. Let's see what a little. Oh, shut up, Flame Monroe. Shut up.
I was about to say, we already done gotten flagged. Come
on
now, we trying to close.
I'm already in trouble. Don't pull a little boosty on me. Shut a bitch down. You gonna pull a little boosty on me.
So on that note, Nick, do you have any final thoughts? Because I'm seeing more and more people are starting to get kicked out. So
yeah, I think it's trying to get us here. Just no, I really don't. I want everybody to stay safe. I want people to continue to wash their hands and do what's best for them, like Flame mentioned earlier, because we would not have a show if you all were not here. So you all are our extended family, and we appreciate you and we value you. So that's
wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, and if you be like me, spray everybody with Lysol. It works.
Yes, indeed.
Nick, please follow Nick Smith on all social media platforms at Nick Smith News. Lauren Hogan, what you got to say? What's your agenda this weekend?
My agenda this weekend is definitely to stay safe, like you guys are saying. I'm traveling a lot again. I'm going back to Atlanta next week. And I'm not going to lie, I went to New Orleans and Atlanta and different places, and the mask wearing is very lax, and it's easy to kind of fall into that, oh, it's safe kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So I would just say definitely to continue to wear your mask, get tested if you can. I just got a COVID test. I am negative, by the way. Thank God.
Lysol.
And, overall, just stay safe. And another thing, too, is I really encourage people to watch the news. I really got into the news when Trump was president. And I think now since Biden has become president, I've been kind of come lax in trying to stay up on current events and what's happening in the world. It's also, too, it's kind of draining sometimes. But it's just really important to keep yourselves informed so you know what's going on.
Nick, did you see your boy Don Lemon, his statement that he made this weekend about people who are unvaccinated? Did you see what he had to say?
I did. I have a bit of a bias there with that. I don't believe journalists should give opinion in that manner, but that's my own personal opinion on that there. I don't think we should shame people one way or the other. But that
he said people who have been unvaccinated. Let me just let y'all know in case y'all didn't hear it, because you know how I feel about Don Lemon. People who have not been vaccinated should not be able to go to the grocery store, should not be able to go to the mall, should not be able to do this, and not should be able to do that. Nigga, if you don't go somewhere and continue doing what you've been doing with that white boy and leave us the fuck alone and just sit there and report the news that CNN tells you report letter for letter and word for word, you're not that good, real talk. Let me be honest, because I ain't never forgave him for the Ferguson riots with the shit he went down there and forgot that he was a black man. You might be a gay black man, but you still a black man. I don't give a fuck how much you think that you are friendlies with them. They look at you and they see your skin color before they see your sexuality, player. So you a double negative. Don't do that. And I said what the fuck I said. Y'all can record a screenshot and send it to him. I'm not worried about no damn Don Lemon. If you don't like what I had to say, go back and look at the Ferguson riots when they killed that young boy and he went down and report from the ground level and see how he threw his own people up under the bus. Because if it does go down, they're not going to see that you're gay and you're working for them. They're going to see that you're black first. Okay, I said it. What happened?
So I guess those were Flame's final thoughts.
Here's my final thought.
Okay.
September the 6th, Chicago, for the White Party with a splash of the rainbow. Get your tickets on eventbrite.com/flame. September 9th through the 12th, go to DC Comedy Loft with the Flamettes. We will be meeting at the DC Comedy Loft the 9th through the 12th, and we'll be recording a live Laugh and Learn on that Sunday. Hopefully they won't flag us. September 25th, I'll be at the Level Up Bar and Grill in Philadelphia, and September the 30th, I will be hosting with 85 South and Just Hilarious in Atlanta for the 1-year iHeart Black Effect Network reunion. So yeah, we on the move, and I will be at the Breakfast Club on the
18th of August at 9 a.m.
18th of August, and taping with I will be at Ida Rodriguez's 1-hour taping special in Brooklyn on the 21st. Outside of that, y'all, this is Laugh and Learn. Yep, y'all trying to get us, but you can't stop this train. This train has left with no brakes.
And we are reiterating that if something is amiss, you're going to see pictures and not a live video feed. So don't attack us in the comments, okay? We are just trying to maneuver around this technology, all right?
And I would say I'm going to do Love Lounge tonight, but I might be flagged all day.
Shoot, you might be. You might be.
I might have to pull a little boosie and come. Oh, I got another page. Oh, I don't even want to tell y'all what it is.
Because then it's not going to. Anyway, Nick, where can everybody find you?
At Nick Smith News on all social media platforms.
And I am Lauren Armani H on Instagram, as well as Lauren Hogan on YouTube, and Flame
is everywhere.
No, seriously.
And we're not trying to get anybody to change their mind.
We are simply trying to get you to use your mind. Because
and in order to use your mind, you cannot be a Republican in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh. No, we just try to get you to use your mind. But in order for you to use your mind, you have to have one. Please think for yourself. So the decisions that you make are decisions that you can live with, because only you have to face you in that mirror. Only you have to face you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Love Lounge. Thank you,
This is Laugh and
Kendall.
Learn.
Yeah, you know what it is. This is Laugh and Learn. Thank you, Kendall. Thank you, Flamettes, and everyone who joined in. We're sorry about the mishaps, but you know what? When you're talking about something that goes against the grain, these are some of the oppositions that you will have to face. You can shut me down, but you damn sure won't shut me up. Okay.
And we do want to say happy birthday to our producer Tribble
Happy
today.
birthday, Tribble.
And
Happy
Kendall's
early
birthday is on
birthday.
Wednesday.
Happy early birthday, Kendall.
And my
Y'all wanna
birthday's
see
on
Kendall?
Thursday.
Kendall, come let them see you.
Yes,
Y'all ain't
come
never
on, pop
seen
in
Kendall.
Kendall.
Y'all look at Kendall. Look
That's
at our
Kendall.
handsome Kendall.
Happy early birthday to Kendall.
Y'all see our Kendall?
Yes.
I know it's delayed, but I'll pop in.
And plus you up there.
You're up there. Yes, and my birthday's on Thursday. We've got beautiful Leos
Oh my
in here.
God.
So happy birthday to all the Leos.
Happy early birthday, President Obama.
Yes,
I would
yes,
interview you, but y'all gonna go through my emails, and I'm like Hillary. You don't need to see what's in my goddamn emails. Thank you, Late Flamettes. Thank you, Laugh and Learn. Thank you guys for joining us. We're sorry about the mishaps, but this is life. Peace.
Yes.
Laugh and Learn is a production of the Black Effect Network and iHeartRadio. Our executive producer is Tiffany Haddish. The show is produced by Tribble. Our theme music is by Chrissy Payne.